The game, I thought, was a testament to all the work and the care factor and just all of the sacrifice to have a lot of our transfers come in and under bright lights and in the big city, you know, and go out and make plays and consistently make plays and bring a swagger and all of it to the team. That was cool to see because it's been like that in practice. A lot of things we can work on and we need to work on, especially for our next opponent. And, you know, it's a good first step. I'm looking forward to the next couple. That probably started in December, I guess, probably with me, to be honest. And then with the hires that we made and the recruiting that we've done. And I think it's kind of been what it was tonight. It's been that way since then. To kind of be in the game but not be running game on people, I think is what they look for. I mean, I look for that. And then I think for the offensive guys to be with Jake and the style of offense you saw today, they wanted that. And then I think defensively, you know, we're trying to sell them. I don't know, me, I guess, I don't know. I was angry a lot of times. You know, you don't want to give people anything. And obviously they're always going to get things. Man, it's like you're a fighter pilot. You get this great fighter jet, and it's all this all this stuff, and it's got all these weapons, and you get to fly the thing. But there's people out there that want to kill you, you know. And so like you get to fly it, but you don't want to die. So that's how I feel about calling plays. I feel that all the time. And I think, you know, to prep and to do all the stuff right, to where you can get people and then they don't get you. That's hard to do in today's game. Offenses are really good. I thought there was really good things. I thought the leadership he brings, the confidence he brings. You know, Daquan's a dog, man. And so you put something in front of him, he's going to knock that down. He's going to run right through the face of the thing, you know. And he's going to bring that attitude right from the beginning. And so that's really cool to see, and I think that our team feeds off of that. I thought his performance tonight, there was good and bad, I think, with all of us, you know. And I think moving forward, we're going to continue to feature and develop the things that he does really well, try to limit some of those things that he's struggling with and improve those things to a certain degree. But I'm way confident with Daquan at the helm and just his ability to lead the team, his ability to move the ball. I thought there's a couple times scrambling around, he could have just took off and ran more. And that's probably something we're going to look at. I liked it. You know, the struggle with that on defense particularly is that when the guy subs out, you got to do all the helmets. Our little equipment guy is running around with all these helmets and trying to switch them off, you know. And so he's freaking out. He wants, like, Matt Jones to play every snap. But there's times when you have the deal where you really have to gauge how much information you want to give because you could overdo it. I try to make it real clear, concise. Hey, man, alert for this, or hey, here's that set we're talking about, something like that. You can do that, especially when they're on the ball that fast. This team was, so we could talk like that. I don't know, you know, the execution stuff, first game, there's so many new players. And then the staff members, you know, we spent a lot of time on this is the schedule, this is where we go, and this is what you wear, and all these things. Like, it was like the first day at school, you know, for the staff. There's so many new staff members, so when it's like that, and then the players, you're doing the same thing, you know, there's going to be a learning curve to that. The thing I'm most proud of is that outside of the start of the third quarter, there's a little bit bumpy in terms of focus in this thing, but I thought the guys, they wanted to hunt, man, you know, and they were hunting, they were going on the sidelines. The focus, all the things, was the best that it's been in a while. That's a really good sign, is that when guys still want to hunt. When the score is this and the crowd is this and the whole thing is, you know, they were still wanting to hunt, both sides. So I'm proud of that. When McLean is rocking, it's really, really special. And you could see that with just our staff. You know, I think today was kind of a first start. I think for our fans, you know, we're going to have to win some games so that we can be cool enough to hang out with. But I think, like, when it's going like that and it's rolling that way, it's as good as it gets. And so the engagement of all of it, I think today was a start. We got work to do there. And I think that settled them down. You know, Really, his last 2 days of practice here, the Wednesday and Thursday, were probably his worst days that he's had since he's been at Baylor. I walked him out of the locker room today prior to the game, and I mentioned, "Hey, bro, you got this. You're gonna kill this today. You got this. Just do your thing. Focus on your key. Focus on where your eyes go." Right, and it's 1 + 1 = 2, man. Don't worry, we don't need 1 + 1 = 6. 1 + 1 = 2. You're going to be great. And I think he was just trying to do so much. I think the kid cares so much, and he wants to prove people, wrong, I guess, and do all these things. And he wants to do it all like yesterday, And so for him to kind of just be in the moment and stuff, I think that's probably going to be a continued thing with him because there's a lot of energy there. So we get it focused. It's good for him, good for us. It's a lot of good things on tape, a whole lot we can get better at. I have a lot of respect for this team, this head coach, and their offensive coordinator. I consider a good friend and one of the best at what he does. And so a lot of challenges ahead, but excited to take them on. I feel like I can do better. In the past, if something didn't go right, I would be thinking about it a lot and, probably feeling sorry for myself, but also trying to find solutions. And in the role I'm in now, I don't have any time for that. And so you have to have an on and off switch. And so I have to do a better job of that. Where Tarleton was at, specifically just for defense, and then I guess we could talk about offense, but they were running their base plays, and they had created some quarterback runs because of their injury situation, and it was really kind of up to us to fit it right, and we were running our base stuff too, and so it was, in a lot of ways, probably the first scrimmage of fall camp on both sides, I would think, with just the inventory of plays being run, and so while there was clean things, it needs to be a whole lot cleaner, and communication needs to be better. From the ones to the twos, I think there's too big of a drop off right now, and we have to get that better. And there has to be a sense of urgency with getting that better. Offensively, I thought kind of started off really, really strong and physical and energy and chip on the shoulder and all the things we talked about, and then somewhere in there we lost the chip. I don't know. We lost it, and we had to kind of get it back. And so that's something to where, to be great, having been on teams that have been great like that, regardless of the score, regardless of the quarter, regardless of the situation, you go through someone's face, and we're not at that point yet. We have to get there pretty quick. I think he's equipped to go from a pass to a run. I think he knows, rotation. He knows blitz tells. He knows front and how that's tied to the back end. If the front will tip off what the back end's going to be. He is the captain of that ship, and so he gets them in the right spots. Yeah, and they all say it's just hard. I think it's I don't want to make it anything more than what it is. Your time constraints and how, a lot of times you want the job to be done before you move to the next job. The way it is right now, if this was a phone, I'd have a bunch of unread messages, and you have to kind of feel okay about that. And I'm used to reading them all, I don't know if it's confidence. I think it's more of, we got something to prove. I think that we've got a bunch of guys that want to win and want to achieve and want to be that team, and we know that the team we're playing is kind of that team. I think Bryson is still working through his injury, and then I think Dom is a little bit closer. Too early to tell now for Saturday for Dom. Yeah, Jackie's really disruptive for a guy that's way strong, but really maybe he's not big. For him to play big is good, and so it gives us the ability to kind of move around and do a little bit more than maybe you would think. There's things that you show that your only intention of showing is to hide a tendency, or your only reason for showing is to lead astray from kind of this trail to get them on some other trail, or to build a trap for the other side of it. So there's a bunch of that going on. I thought the positives that he had was his leadership and his attitude. I thought those were strong points. I thought his ability to throw when there's pressure in his face, I thought was good. I think we got to improve when he's got a bunch of time to throw, and that initially hasn't been the case. That kind of popped up, Saturday night. And so I think there's good and bad. I think the depth is important to have when you do go fast, because there's certain guys that do run hot, and after a series of going fast, they need a breather.
Anything change about the approach?
No, I have a lot of respect for them. Their physicality and that home environment. It's a tough place to play. It's going to be loud. We've had some game twos and tough places to play. This will be one of them. More of what we saw on Saturday will be good for us. The guys that have those numbers, I mean, they earned it through their performance in spring and their work ethic and accountability during the summer. And that's both on and off the field. That's in the classroom too. And so just really proud of those guys, for the first game, doing all of it. And so, to take the show on the road and do it under bright lights and to do it when no one thinks you can do it, that's the next step. The tablets was a really strong point for adjustments. The ability to take what's happening in real time and to get it where everyone can see it, and here's where we're right or here's where we're wrong and here's what we got to do. I'm proud of that. It doesn't really kind of feel like a win. It feels more of like we're just getting started, and there's more to do. We are going to rotate a bunch of guys, and we have to have guys that can go in when you have a 12-play drive with a minute 30 or whatever it is. And so to have the fresh legs that can hit in those spots is critical. I think when I think of Mike, I think of, I think of a guy that's just embracing the moment, embracing Baylor, embracing, an opportunity. He's had some opportunities, and so this is probably his last one. And so to embrace it, and then to, and to embrace differences, to, if he always went left, to go somewhere where, we're always going right, and this is with off the field and all the things. To embrace that and change, it's hard to do. And so way proud of him for that. I mean, his smile was a mile wide. He probably had the most fun of any. I need to take some of his fun that he was having, because he was having so much fun prior to the game and during the game and all of it. And, that's contagious, and a lot of the guys saw that. And so I think he's just getting started. He is a weapon. Yeah, with tempo we'll do it, but then I also think we just have to play better too. And I think once we are consistently playing well, then that will coincide with, hey, these are the guys. So I think there's still competition in those areas, especially at those guard positions. One of the big differences is the season opener was basically running, our style offense. And the offense that we're playing now was the offense in some ways that we saw a year ago, or that we had a year ago. It is a quick turnaround. I think today is a lot, last night it was a lot. Our practice in the morning means that, we got to have some answers by tonight to get ready to go for tomorrow morning early.